Hello, and welcome to episode 231 of the Arena Regulars podcast. I'm Zach,
And I'm Jeff.
and we're your source for drunken Magic the Gathering arena content.
That's right, just a couple of regular guys drinking some irregular beers, talking about Magic the Gathering, in particular, the online client MTG Arena.
That's right. And, well, tonight it's time to say goodbye to a beloved set in Magic the Gathering, or at least a beloved cartoon from the 80s and 90s. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we're waving goodbye to the set, doing a little happy hour, talking about the things that we liked about the set, and maybe some of the things that we didn't. But first, we will do what we always do, which is drink a beer that we bring every episode. We rate our beers on a scale from bronze to mythic, just like the tiers in Arena. So with that, Jeff, what is on tap this week?
All right, this week we actually have two beers, which we like to do sometimes when the beers that we got are of the small can variety.
That's true.
And this time we have an extra small can.
Yeah.
So what we have is, okay, not 100% sure what is what on this, but I think we figured it out before the show. This is a Biosi Sommerlager is the name of the beer, which would be like Bjorn Summer Lager from Viking Brewhouse. Viking Brewhouse, that part's pretty clear.
Yeah,
It's 5%. It's a summer lager. But the trippy part is that the can, in the middle of the name, so like Biosi Sommerlager, mine says För it Potten. And yours
mine says Fair a Bach.
Right. And we have different labels. Mine has people swimming, and yours has people riding horses.
That's true.
So we were like, did we get the same beer? Did we get
What is
different
this?
beers?
What's happening? I'm so confused.
Yeah. Turns out, I'm pretty sure we've mapped that out. Biosi Sommerlager is the name of the beer. In the middle of that, it has like a catch phrase or a token. Mine is För it Potten, which means goes in the pot, loosely. To which it seems like they're referring to a swimming pool. So it's like you take this beer into the pool with you. It's a suggestion from Viking about how to consume their beverage.
It's true. And mine says Fair a Bach, which means on your back or on the back or something.
Like you take it with you on the back of
a horse. Yeah. So that's what that is. Pretty interesting, really cool beers. We're finally getting through the last of the Icelandic ones that we have been gifted. So this is pretty cool. I'm excited to try this. It's just 330 mils. It's so small. It's like the smallest beer we've ever had on the show.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because here in North America, that size would be a bottle. Like if it's a can, it's always sort of pop can size, which is 355. But it really feels a lot smaller. It's like, what is this tiny little beer?
It's such a tiny little beer.
But it is, the same size as what a lot of people would think of when they think of a beer, which is a bottle of Budweiser,
But like not anymore, because bottles are so not. They're just so heavy, and you don't bring them around and you can crush them.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of things that can go wrong.
They get skunked. It's just like a worse way to hold beer. But
it's a terrible way to hold beer. Now that we do aluminum stuff. But Jeff, that's not all. We have another beer this evening.
Right.
As people, I know this is everyone's favorite part of the show, beer talk.
It's one of my favorites. So that's why it continues.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. We also, if you've been listening recently, have been drinking some Unibrew beers, which they are sort of famous, at least to us, for doing Fin du Monde. And we decided, let's try all their other stuff. So we do have one more from Unibrew in a proper small can.
Yes.
And this is Saison Libre, which I'm assuming is a Saison, and it's 4%.
Yeah. Great.
And Libre means free. So this is the season of freedom or free season.
Perfect for summertime. Look at that.
Yeah.
Only took us like a whole summer to get there.
We're just really excited because it was somewhat warm today. So
It
we're going
was
all
somewhat
in
warm.
on the summer vibes.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, Jeff. Let's crack these open, or at least the first one. We're going to do the Icelandic one first and see how it tastes. Here we go. Oh, it's not even going to fill the mug like at all.
No, I know. It's going to look like I'm already halfway done.
All right, we have some magic news, which is ultimately just Secrets of Strixhaven. The full spoiler is already out by the time you're listening to this podcast, which means next week is the pre-release, which also means we are only 2 weeks away from Secrets of Strixhaven being on Arena. Very exciting stuff. The early access event is next week, the 15th of April, which I will be participating in. Always a lot of fun. And cool to check out the new cards and all the stuff that's happening.
Yeah, it looks like a cool one.
But Jeff, I really want to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and say goodbye to our first turtle set. And, our best small set of recent years. Not that that's like...
Definitely our best turtle set.
It's definitely the best turtle set, for sure. Yeah, it was surprising, I think. Just like altogether, I was not excited for this set. I'm not a fan of Ninja Turtles. And coming into it, I was very hesitant.
Yeah.
Just because Spider-Man was so horrible. That I thought that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was going to be exactly the same. And it wasn't. It wasn't like Spider-Man at all, which was just what a gift. What an amazing gift that was.
See, to me, it's a lesson in setting the bar. You know, if you have such horrible expectations of a set that you're like, what if it's worse than Spider-Man? Which is like one of the worst limited formats ever
of all time. It really has taken the spot away from what Battle for Zendikar in your mind, I'm sure.
No, nothing.
And
Nothing is worse than Oath of the Gatewatch.
Oath of the Gatewatch. But like, man, yeah. I mean, is that it? Is it just because like if Spider-Man was better or we didn't have Spider-Man at all, would I have thought that this was a success of a format?
That's what I was curious about. Like, if this was our first, not even like our first small set, basically like this, would we be like, I don't know, the pick two thing and like the small, it didn't really work, or would we be like, that was fine, you know? I'm not.
I feel like we would say that was fine.
Yeah.
Where my feeling right now is that was good. You know,
Right.
that went really well. I am happy with that.
It wasn't an absolute train wreck, so.
Yes. Which, if it was our first foray into it, I think we probably would have felt a little bit more like, I don't
Sure.
know. Because, like, the pick two thing was supposed to start with, I think, well, you know, back in early days, I'm pretty sure it was supposed to start with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they might have just, like, been able to flip it around so it worked for Lauren when Eclipsed, and then they just kind of shoehorned it in to Spider-Man. Because originally Lauren when Eclipsed was supposed to be at the end of 2025, but then licensing things got in the way, so Avatar pushed it to 2026.
Right.
Which is why the Shocklands are in 2 separate years, which is going to screw up in rotation a little bit. Which I don't care that much. I know you care specifically. I mean, like, your favorite one is going to be in standard longer, so that's fine.
Yeah, we already paid the price for that, which is that I didn't have access to Blood Crypt for what felt like a long time. When like we had all the other ones, and then it was like, I guess I just can't play Red Black for like half a
It was
year.
like 5 months. Yeah, but it wasn't that bad.
It was the worst, Zach.
Jeff, you got to draft Spider-Man during that time.
Yeah, there was literally nothing to play. There was no good limited, and no Red Black. What kind of a world is that?
And I think that the pick two thing has really Well, okay. I think the Pick 2 thing has been really soured in people's minds because it was brought to us first with Spider-Man, and it was so awful. It made it feel like that was a just garbage format to play limited in.
Yeah. So
but-
let's talk about that for a second. Sorry to interrupt, but
No, go ahead.
you have been at times a proponent of that idea that Pick 2 shouldn't pay for Spider-Man sins necessarily. Like Spider-Man was
Yes.
just awful, and Pick 2 was maybe not that bad. And especially you've talked about like for local game stores meeting in person when you actually only getting 4 people is much easier.
The true purpose of what Pick 2 is for.
Right. But
Is
here we
in
have
person.
another small set where we weren't forced to play Pick 2.
Yes.
So is it just coincidence that this set was much better received because the set was just better? Or does it play a role that most of the people who are driving the narrative on a draft format probably didn't do any Pick 2? Like, you know what I mean? Everyone just drafted regularly.
Yes. So, yeah, a couple things that were different from Spider-Man with this one is that in Spider-Man, we were not allowed the option to play Premier Draft. And in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we were given the option to play Premier Draft. And according to 17 Lands, there's about twice as many games played in Premier than in Pick 2.
I'm surprised.
I thought it would
17
be...
Lands would skew even harder.
I thought it was going to be even more, yeah. Unless I'm doing my math wrong, which is very possible.
No, I trust it.
Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't, but I also think that if Pick 2 wasn't ranked, it wouldn't be played a bunch. The fact that they don't have sealed as ranked or traditional ranked is just still boggles my mind.
It's very strange, but
It's very strange, the decisions for what can be ranked and what can't be ranked in Limited. Where Pick 2 really feels like let's just do it for fun. It's never going to be that competitive, so the fact that it's ranked in the first place is like this wild. But actually, like playing on Arena, when you can just get those players, I would just play Premier, and for this set, I think I exclusively played Premier Draft.
right.
So I'm not even a huge proponent of like Pick 2 is the best way we should play. We should do those things. But recently, within this last couple of months, when we were cube drafting, we ended up having not as many people as we had hoped, and we did a Pick 2 draft for the cube, and that felt pretty interesting. It was different. It was cool, and I did enjoy that experience. Now, cube is much different because none of the cards are repeated, so you don't have all the issues with like duplicates of legendaries and all that garbage, which is one of the main reasons that it's bad, is because it's like I literally don't have enough creatures for my deck because I have way too many legendaries.
Yeah, because
and
nobody picks
my colors
them,
are gone.
so
And
just get, yeah.
So I still think, I know I've said this a bunch of times, but I still think Pick 2 draft, not something we need to throw in the trash, and you can definitely play it with your friends, but I think putting so much emphasis on it and making it like thinking of it as the premier way to play, premier was not the right word because premier draft is
Sure.
a separate thing.
Yeah.
But the main way to play a set is, I think, kind of incorrect. I think we should just never be the case.
Well, I think that
not,
was part of it with Spider-Man. Like, people didn't know. Like, are they testing this because they think this is what draft should be like in the future? I think most of us were like, that's crazy. But
Yeah, this
there
is
were
horrible.
people that were like, are we the guinea pigs for this, this new format?
Yeah, and I think them bringing back Premier Draft for Arena this time around
Makes it more clear, right? It's like,
makes it more clear that, like, we heard you, we understand. Because they even said it in the article when it came out, being like, a huge thing we heard was, there's no Premier Draft, what the hell is this?
Right.
And they're like, we're giving it to you. And so now they just get to look at them back, side by side
Yeah.
to see. But, like, I just don't really see why we need it on Arena. I don't really understand. Like,
Right. It doesn't
it makes
solve
it more,
arena problems.
no, it just makes it more confusing for newer players. I feel like
Definitely.
most players who are coming to Arena want to play. They want to play quick draft. They do a funky thing where it's like, because pick two draft costs less, newer players will play it first.
Right.
Even though it's ranked, they'll be less worried about the ranked part if it's cheaper than the premier drafts. Which normally used to be quick drafts, but I think quick drafts only come out like 2 weeks after the set drops. That's when they start doing the quick draft thing, which I also don't really understand why they do that. Why don't you just have it when the set drops? Like, who cares? Like, why are you making it so confusing? Like, just that's what always. Why are we making this so confusing?
Just
Just
keep
make
it simple, man.
Keep it simple, stupid. Just do that.
Maybe
But
they're
anyway.
worried about, like... I actually don't know. I'm not sure. Like, I was thinking when the set first drops, there could be more confusion about the different types of way to
What
play.
you should be playing.
But it's just very strange to introduce it.
But
like,
there's only 4. If you always just have 4, it's
Yeah.
very obvious. And if they stay the same the whole time, and you also offer them the entire time, instead of like getting rid of them, and some of them randomly, where it's like, best of 1 sealed is gone, but best of 3 sealed is still here, or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck is this?
Like, how am I supposed to know what I can and can't play at any given time?
Well, Jeff, the event schedule that they have now given us, which
of
is
course.
actually super helpful. I
Yeah.
am a big fan of that, actually. Thank you, Wizards, for that little drop of honey, I guess. But yeah, big picture as far as like the set, kind of how it felt. I liked it. It was nice. It was fun.
It was fun. Yeah, it delivered on, like,
Yes.
the sort of fun promise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which...
Exactly. And of a card game, of being just
Yes.
fun to play.
Although, take this seriously, Zach, so... Don't...
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry.
Please
Yeah,
don't
take this-
insinuate that I'm supposed to have fun when I play this game. Ever again.
Okay, sorry. My bad. It's all about win rate, and that's all
That's
that
right.
matters.
That's what we are about here, is win maxing.
Kind of. I mean, we try. I don't do that, but
Yeah.
I lose a lot.
I don't max and optimize my own win rate, but
No,
you
no,
should.
No. You should. I will say I was very happy, and I've talked about this previously, but the sneak deck being one of the best performing decks in the format for draft. White black, just up right at the top, 58.7%. That is fantastic, especially because I thought it was going to be so bad. And it is a lot of fun to play, and it does lean on some of the legendaries. I thought I looked really cool, but maybe I couldn't actually play because I'd have too many copies of them,
Right.
as we'll get into our pack zero pick ones. But like, that was just an exciting thing. I don't know, it's nice when the deck that's, I don't know, to me is the most fun, the combat centric. I mean, I did run into a lot of opponents who did some weird sneak stuff where you're like, why'd you sneak that in? You should have just played that card.
Yeah.
That would have been better.
That's what makes it
like-
interesting, right? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like over the past few sets, I've just gotten beaten down, maybe even years, beaten down into assuming that the cool deck is bad.
Is bad.
Like,
Yep.
it's always like, yeah, that's super cool, but I just beat you down with green and white creatures, and that's better. And
Yes.
so it's nice when that's not true. for once. Like, it actually, the cool thing is actually fun and good.
Yes, it is both cool and rude. So that really just made the set for me, I think. And every time I start thinking about the set, I always kind of come back to, but Sneak was good. And that just mattered. I had so much emotional weight, just like on that specific thing of like, if I'm assuming Sneak is medium, if Sneak is bad, I'm going to be really upset. And if Sneak is great, it just gets better from there. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I didn't put any money on it. I didn't expect it to be good. But the fact that it was, I basically, every time I draft, I'm just like, that's the only deck I want to play. Mm-hmm. And I fall into it so often because I'm like, oh, that's a good Sneak card. I'm going to take that. And, like, I just try to build that deck every single time.
Yeah.
Which, in a weird way, now kind of makes the draft, like, drafting isn't as fun because I always fall into the same deck because I always want to play it.
Right, the actual drafting
like,
part where you're like, what deck am I going to
Yeah.
do? What am I going to build?
I like, what could I try this new thing? I mean, one secret is that the 5-color deck is 62.3% win rate. It is like really actually the best thing you're supposed to be playing, the like 5-color deck, which is wild.
Yeah,
like not really my vibe. I'm not about the whole 5-color thing most of the time. It's really, I like to punish those decks. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Kill them before they get to play any stuff. But the fact that is like one of the best things to do. It's like Omni Cheese Pizza with a bunch of the careers and, you know, getting all of your different food payoffs when playing all the best cards that you had. It's I don't think I've ever seen a format besides, like, I guess Dragonstorm or Tarkir Dragonstorm was like that, where it wasn't necessarily the 5-color deck, but it was like play all the good cards that you got, and you use
There's very often 4
dragon
colors
orbs
because
and
you'd be
stuff.
kind of like pairing 2 cons.
Two of those together, as opposed to fully needing to have all 5 colors, where the payoffs here do care about having all 5 colors. That was more like, did you get good cards in all the colors? Does it matter? And you're kind of hoping that you can cut one of the colors because you're like, it'd be easier if I didn't have to do all 5.
Yeah. I low-key kind of think that the sort of 5-color decks they throw in adjacent to as like additional archetypes, they can be good, but they should never be the best. I think.
Never the best, no.
So here we do see one that was the best, but it's not like it was the best by a country mile or anything. It just ends up being squeaking out over the deck you said, right? Because there's like 59 versus 60, basically.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a little bit bigger than that, but it's more. I think we need to look more at, like, so Orzhov is 58.7, and the 5-color deck is 62.3. So that is a big jump.
That's huge.
But it's only because that deck was only played like 2,500 times, right? Compared to if you're playing Orzhov, it was like close to 50,000. So like, it's like if you were in the seat, the deck could be really good, right?
And I guess, like, if you don't get there, you just don't play the deck.
You just don't play.
You end up in 2 colors.
Or you end up in 4 colors or something like that.
Right. So the people who are playing this and recording their games here have a good version of it, because otherwise they just wouldn't be in it.
They just go into a different place. So I like it where it's kind of... I like this space for it. I think that's pretty interesting. I will say it was kind of crummy that, like, the whole white had some just crazy bombs that you just open.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to touch on, is the presence of the, like, uber uncommons, you know? Like, the main one that stands out that you think of when you think of the set is Mighty Mutanimals. But I'd throw, like, Dreambeavers up there, too, right? Where it's just, like...
For sure.
It's not often that you see uncommons of this power level. It is probably a bit of a function of the small set, maybe.
Yes.
But, like, Mighty Mutanimals is the 3rd best card in the entire set, behind only the absolutely ridiculous Sally Pride, Last Ronin, and Umezawa's Jite. So, like, think about the cards that it's in the company of as an uncommon.
Yes.
Right?
Is wild. Like, Last Ronin, the board wipe of the set. Sally
and, like,
Pride.
we don't have to count Jite, right? Because it's...
GT doesn't even count, because it's a bonus sheet.
It's the 3rd best. if you don't count GTA.
Just wild. But yeah, the fact that we have Dreamweavers, which is one of the reasons why White Black is so good, and Everything Pizza, which is obviously the reason why the 5-color deck is so good. So, or like part of it lives in that world. But just like White having like all these bombs, like Sally Pride, Mighty Mutanimals, Agent Bishop, Turncoat Kunoichi. I still don't know how to say that card, but hey, I like it. It's good. It's cool. I said that. And then also the Triceratops Commander.
So like all your standard picks showing up at the top of the limited pool here.
All the standard picks that I picked outside of Worth slots for whatever reason.
Yeah, you talked about them as liking them, but then never picked them. Yeah.
Yeah, because Jeff, can we just skip the Worth a slot section this time around? I don't really want to talk about that. Damn.
We can skip the pack 0 pick ones, though.
No, actually, that's what I do want to talk about next.
But yeah,
so
like,
as
the small set also, I just wanted to say, means that you see these cards more often, too. So, like, Sally Pride being, an absolute ridiculous 70%, just a rare, not even mythic, in a small set, it just felt like you would always play against this card. And Mighty Mutanimals is an uncommon, right? So, like, how many drafts did you run where this just never showed up? Like,
I feel like I would see this like every other game. Mighty Mutanimals was like
exactly,
in
right? Because your opponents are also more likely to be white than any other color, just because of the presence of these cards. So.
Exactly. And so, like, double white pips was just not enough for these to not be there. Yeah. So that's, like, a little bit of a blemish, but not so bad. It's not the same as, like, Red and Spider-Man, where it's, like, trash. Like, just absolute garbage. Garbage. Not to say that Red was very good in this set. Their comments were not great.
When's the last time Red was good?
Like the best color?
Yeah.
Edge of Eternity's the Nebula Dragon was really good, and that was a way that you would win a lot of games. But I don't know if it was specifically red cards.
I don't think Red was good in that format, though, particularly. Partly why Nebula Dragon was good was that Red was maybe not the best.
You would splash into Red just for that.
Yeah,
card.
you would splash it, or there weren't other red commons to compete with it.
It was probably, like Final Fantasy, the blue-red deck was the best. So, and that was like a surprise.
I don't know. I feel like just every time we do this, Red just it's like shifted relative to all the other ones, where the best red common is like a tier below the best commons of all the other colors.
Or it's like there's like the best 3 red commons, and then all the other red commons are
like just absolutely dogging it in the D tiers. But
yeah,
because they print all this weird like discard a card and then maybe you get to draw 2 and with some weird bonus, and they're just never good. And
yeah, or just like kind of mid-range chonkers that like are just not good.
Like I feel like Red, if it's in the metagame, is always the support color. It's like the Boros deck's really good, but it's not because Red is good. It's just because the Boros deck is good. Been a while since mono Red has been the right thing to do.
It's been Kamigawa was like the last time.
Yeah,
that was good. Which was a very long time ago. Jeff, let's get into this Pack 0 Pick 1. I'm not gonna. Well, if we didn't already kind of spoil the surprise. But yeah, so Jeff, can you explain what the Pack 0 Pick 1 is and what we're doing here?
Yes, Pack 0 Pick 1 is an impossible exercise. If you don't believe me, you should try it yourself. But what we do is as soon as we have all of these spoilers for a new set, like right now for Secrets of Strixhaven, you could go do this for Secrets of Strixhaven right now.
It is at this moment, because all the cards have been spoiled.
Not now, but they're them now, right?
Sorry, we're in the past.
Yeah.
We're like right behind this. But anyway, sorry. Continue. I'm
So,
distracting you.
once you have all the spoilers, but before, this is important, Zach doesn't always follow this rule, but before you have played with any of
I
the cards,
always follow this rule. God damn it, Jeff.
you pick what you think the best comment from each color is going to be. So you pick your favorite: white, blue, black, blue, red, green, and then blue again for some reason. You pick your favorite color, each color. Then you pick 2 more comments, because when you went through that process, you'll have a couple where you're just like, oh man, I just couldn't fit that in somewhere. So you fit them in
Hopefully.
here. Yeah, where you're like, wow, these are all dog shit.
Dog shit.
I would love that if there was just a really low-powered draft format where, like, all the cards are bad. It'd be more. It'd be fun.
No, I've played that. It was called Spider-Man, and it sucked.
But they weren't bad appropriatly. Like, take a super balanced format, just scale down everything costs 1 more mana, and then let's play that. Then you would choose your pick for what's the best gold signpost uncommon. So I'd say your typical set here would have like 20 options for this.
Yeah.
2 for each color pair. But then for a set like this, there's fewer color pairs supported and stuff. So we're really talking 10.
Basically.
And then you would choose a tiebreaker. So the best rare in the set. Doesn't really matter, so you can have some fun with the tiebreaker rare.
Honestly, the tiebreaker is a little bit more of like a... And also, I won this one, too. It's like a little extra sauce.
Or if you're still have all these kind of movement. Or it's
or
make
if you're
you
losing.
Feel better if you...
Yeah, you're like, well, if we counted the rare, then I was better.
I nailed the rare, so
yeah,
I think I win.
Which I will say, neither of us really nailed the rare.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that when we get there. But yeah, Jeff, let's just go through the colors like we always do, and
yeah, I was just going to mention that the winner is the person whose game in hand win rate for all the cards they picked adds up to the largest number.
Yes, that's correct. That's what everybody cares about.
Per 17lands.com. Premier Draft, which we haven't had to specify in the past before.
Yes, but that is what we are doing, Premier Draft. I would like to say, before we did this on the pregame, I had said I was not going to pick any legendary creatures. I was like, I'm not going to do it. I don't think that they're going to be good. And, well, I was a little mistaken.
So are you referring to white? Should I tell you what card I picked for my white card?
Yeah, yes, Jeff. Yes, of course.
Hey, man, you got to give me the wins where I have them on this one.
It's true.
I feel like I'm just losing these every set now. All right.
Good.
I picked April O'Neil, Kunoichi or Kunoichi trainee. This was indeed the best white common.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's just go through my picks here. Then I chose Return to the Sewers for blue. This was not the top blue common, but it was pretty good, right?
It was like the second best, yeah.
Nobody had anything against old Return to the Sewers. What is the best common? It is...
In blue is the Sewer Valence Cam.
Oh, yes,
that's like
this one. Yeah.
It's like a finicky little flash artifact that taps things and draws you cards. And
I'd be surprised if anyone sniped this one. In the past. Like,
that
I
was
know
a
some
hard
people
one.
did, but...
That was a really hard one. I had looked at it and thought about it, and if this was a creature, I would have absolutely.
Well, I remember looking
100%.
at this, and I thought it was a creature because the art looks like a creature, and I was like, what are its stats? And then I go check, I'm like, oh. Ooh, it's hard to get behind it not having stats.
Yeah. But the fact that it has flash, when it enters it taps something, when it leaves it taps something, or it could also untap things. So there are times where people can, like, it's really tricky.
Yeah.
And it also has an activated ability. You can pay 4, sacrifice to draw 2 cards. But when you knew your opponent had this and they kept picking it back up with the dude, the nobody that picks up artifacts. You're just like, oh my god. Then it taps something again. They get to attack. Then I know when I try to go to combat next turn, they tap another thing, and then they sack it on their turn, and then there's 2 more blockers that are tapped down. It's just like, oh my god, this is so annoying. And just constantly feels like, okay, next turn I'll have a good attack, or next turn I'll have a good block, and they're constantly getting more cards to remove things, and the game ends, and you're like, well, I guess I just never did anything. That's what that card felt like.
Yeah.
Ugh. But a good one.
Yeah. For black, I chose anchovy and banana pizza, which ended up being fine, like kind of a mid-pack common.
Pretty like, not embarrassing, but like,
I don't
sad.
feel that embarrassed.
I kind of feel sad. I was like, being the fourth, that's rough. Like, top 3 feels okay. They're like, okay, well, it was at least the top 3.
Yeah.
But the fourth
is...
At least...
That's why I was like, that's mid-pack at that point.
Yeah. It's like in the chunk, I guess. Like, they're all kind of close together, so it really doesn't matter that much. They're all by percentage points.
Yeah.
For black specifically, it's like 57 point whatever for all 4 of them. But...
technically, the correct pick was Oroku Saki, Shredder Rising.
Yeah, so another legendary creature. Yeah.
And this is the sneak deck, basically. That's why. Cool. Then in red, we all nailed it with Manhole Missile. That was the best red common. In green, you and I both nailed it. Frog Butler. It's the best green common. Then I chose...
I was just going to say, before we leave green, I want to point out that Primordial Pachyderm, the 4-mana 4/4 reach trample that enters and gains 2 life, was the second best green common. And I did point out, I'm pretty sure I pointed this out on the show, I can't remember if it was actually in the episode or like beforehand, but that seemed pretty interesting, and I was looking at this card because it has the same, it looks like a baby version of the 6-mana ones.
Yes.
And it was just, it seemed pretty interesting. Especially, I think it gets a little bit of a leg up in this set. I forgot that the mutagen tokens were going to be such a thing. So like a 4/4 that blocks all the stupid little dudes, and then you can make bigger later, seems to be more of a thing. But like, I remember looking at it and be like, man, I bet that's going to do really well, but I also don't actually want to put any money on it.
Yeah.
And so, because it's like, it's very easily just in the mix of random 4-drops that you'd ever want to play, because you have rares that are at that mana cost.
Yeah, I do remember talking about that on the show, and I remember I had also considered it. But the thing is, like, you're not going to not pick Frog Butler. That's an absurd common. Like,
it's the best common.
Yeah, it's the best common by a healthy margin in the whole set.
Yes.
And I don't think that's surprising anyone. You know, you read this card, you're like, wow, that's a crazy good common.
It's great. Yeah.
So, yeah, we nailed it, Frog Butler. Then I picked Uneasy Alliance and Stomped by the Foot were my miscellaneous. These were not particularly good picks. Stomped by the Foot, I think, is the 3rd best black common.
That's good. It's
yeah.
better than your other black common.
It's true. But yeah, I didn't really bring it home with these. So, you know, I did pick 3 out of the 5 best commons. But it's kind of in the other ones where I lost a lot of points.
Yeah. Because, like, my other picks, like, I picked Uneasy Alliance, just like you, the white removal spell. Buzzbots was my blue spell, which was 3rd best, so I don't feel bad about that one. I feel pretty good.
And it's like 0.1% worse than mine. Or whatever,
exactly.
So
yeah, it kept me in the race there. Anchovy and Banana Pizza that I'm upset about. Manhole Missile, Frog Butler. I picked Mouser Foundry, which was the one of the best
tied for the best
red
cards or something. Right?
Yeah, when I was putting this together at this moment, it says 59.6% and Manhole Missile is 59.7. When I was putting this together, they were tied, and so that's why I was saying. I told myself that I got both
as 59.7, even on 17.
Oh, what the heck?
Maybe
what is going on with my page? Anyway,
Oh yeah, now I
but
refreshed it and now I see it as 59.6. So.
wild. See, just as we're talking, the win rate is plummeting of this card.
Yeah.
Sell, 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 right now. But yeah, so Mouser Foundry,
It was a good pick.
just another card. Was doing all these picks thinking that the blue deck was going to be the best deck. It ended up not being the best, but it ended up being pretty good. And it did some of the stuff that I was thinking it would do, and some of my picks later will benefit from my decision to go this way. I also picked Return to the Sewers, which is the blue bounce, so that ended up going pretty well. But Jeff, let's talk about gold signposts.
Yeah, I picked Pizza Face, and I was actually like, I wanted to pick one of the Golgari ones. I ended up picking Pizza Face because I just thought it was kind of funnier, and I was like,
It's
I
a
want this card
more
taken.
interesting card to talk about. Yeah,
Yeah, I think even when we did it, I was like, I should probably be picking the other one because it's just like a better
generically good.
generically
Tainted-
good card. But this
yeah,
one is
Tainted
one
Treats
I
is
want.
just great.
I want to pick. So I picked Pizza Face. Pizza Face was not a good pick, but it wasn't the worst one, was it? No,
It was
it's
not
like mid-pack.
the worst one, but it was pretty bad.
Yeah,
The Boros ones were the worst ones. They were both at the bottom.
right. So it was like
but
lower
it was-
mid-pack, I'd say.
It was third from the bottom, so sure.
Yeah, out of 10, lower mid-pack. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I had picked the other one, I would have done, a lot better. Say
A
I
lot
would have had the second best one.
Yeah, you would have got 4 percentage points, which would be very helpful. Yeah, I picked Baxter Stockman, who was the 4th best for the gold signposts. But losing to I had the same issue with you, is that I picked the wrong card in the colors that I was in. Because Brilliance Unleashed was the other Is It card, and that was the best signpost uncommon in all of them. So I was like on the right track with the right colors. I just picked the creature instead of the spell. The top 3 were spells for whatever reason. That just always kind of boggles my mind a little bit. But Brilliance Unleashed was a good card. I thought it was going to be great. Baxter Smith seemed more interesting and more like easy value, but less setup cost. But yeah, I think there's a couple of those things that helped me stay in the race, and I didn't make any crazy bonehead decisions. Phew. Thank God.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I had 466.2 points, and you had 472.4. Healthy
Yes.
10-point almost win there.
That's right. But more importantly, we were able to beat Gemini
Yes.
in this.
That made me feel better.
Yes. So, if you recall, last time we played this game, Forlorn and Eclipsed, we both lost to Gemini. Gemini picked a bunch of cards, and it did not look good for us. I was still able to beat Jeff last time, so at least I got that win. But this time we both beat Gemini, but I was able to beat both Jeff and Gemini. So I'm on a nice winning streak right now.
Yep. I gotta step up my
that's-
game for the next one, man.
It's 2. All right. Well, I was gonna say 2 out of the 7 sets for the year, but I don't know if we should spoil this right now. But we will not be playing this game for the superheroes set, the Marvel superheroes one,
Right.
because we will be taking a hiatus during that time, but for important reasons, not because it's Marvel. That has nothing to do with the fact that it's Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that we need to take some more time off for some more family things, which are all great things. So we will be celebrating that instead of working on our things for that. So, I was gonna say helping Jeff out, but not really, because it just means there's less sets, which means I have a bigger lead, and there's less time for Jeff
much
to.
worse. There's no time
So
to get mount my comeback.
So you have Secrets of Strixhaven, and then what? The Hobbit, Star Trek, and Reality Fracture.
I'm gonna win them all.
I don't think so. I think you're gonna lose them all.
Possible.
Possibly.
Does seem to be trending in that direction.
That would be great. So that feels good. Jeff, before we get into this next section, which honestly we could just skip. Like, I think it'd be great to just skip.
Fine. We'll just do it.
I am going to crack my next beer because I have been sitting without. I've been beerless, and it's really embarrassing.
That is embarrassing.
Yeah, it's hard. Let's get this saison. Let's get it open.
Let's do it.
Let's go. All right.
Spirit and determination of a generation of pioneers. That's what this is supposed to evoke. So.
Pioneers? You mean like that dead format in Magic?
Yeah. Smells like dead format.
Ugh. What is this? Burnt Phoenix?
Oh, God.
How sad. That's
Rip.
still gonna bum me out for like ever. Not that I was like a huge Pioneer fan, but the fact that they were putting a tournament. I don't know. I've talked about this enough on the show. But a tournament's they work so hard to get this tournament format onto the client, and they just threw it away.
And be like, it was what I was going to try to have be my eternal paper format.
Yeah.
So that if I, whenever there's
Does
a
it start
paper Pioneer format, I can
start collecting the cards and playing those tournaments, and they're like, you know what? What if we just killed this
What if we just don't have those tournaments anymore?
for no reason? Crazy. Like, they did it way before people. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm over it. I'm over it.
You definitely seem over it.
Yeah.
That's the vibe
I
I'm
am.
getting.
Yeah. It's obvious. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Jeff, we have to talk about our worthless lots for this set. Which ones were good in our standard deck? Give us the rundown about what the hell we're doing, or what the hell I'm doing, or can I? Well,
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. I'll just explain what the exercise was supposed to be, and maybe you can pay attention, and then next time, you'll know what we're doing here. No, the worthless slots are basically the constructed version of the exercise we just did. We try to look at a set before having played it, and try to figure out what cards are going to be relevant in constructed. Mostly we're talking standard here, but sometimes we'll allow ourselves the liberty to be like, I'm particularly thinking about this card in Timeless or in Pioneer. But, as we just discussed, that's probably not going to...
I mean, it used to be that, but
now it's
whatever.
pretty much standard, but I could see a world where we start saying, like, interested in this for planar standard.
I mean, okay, sure. Yes, it would just obviously not work with this set.
There would be no picks for this set. Being not legal.
I think that's a great that's a great segment.
Yeah.
So these are our worthless lots for planar standard. Nothing.
Anyways, let's go to last call. So what we do is we pick a layup. This is a card that I guess I should mention, one of the reasons we do this is that wild cards are the most valuable resource in Magic. When a new set comes out, the temptation to just blow your wild cards on like all the cool stuff you see is very high. We've all done it. We've all been there. And so...
speak for yourself.
Hopefully we can help orient you a little bit and be like, hey, if, this card is the one you're interested in, I think you can feel okay spending wild cards on that. But maybe some of these other ones, let's hold off and see if it's actually worth it before we do. And so to that end, we pick a layup. This is almost a sure thing. Almost, I say. Almost. Not all layups go in.
Sure.
But, it's one of the best cards in the set. You shouldn't feel too bad crafting it. A 3-pointer, this is a little more dicey. It's a little more like speculative on our part. It's a card that we are excited about. If you're excited about the kind of deck that this card would go in, you could feel okay crafting it because it's clearly going to be like the linchpin or a huge part of that archetype. It's more about whether that archetype is viable in Standard. Is usually the like guessing game on these ones.
Or sometimes it's a sideboard card where it's like, this will come in against certain matchups, but it's not important in the main deck, so it doesn't feel like it's a big
it doesn't feel like it's
card that you need. Yeah,
earth shattering. And then a half-court shot, these are just like... These almost, you should take this as like, I know it looks cool, but don't craft this card until people prove otherwise.
It's almost more of a shot of like, I want to say that I picked this card when this goes to the Pro Tour.
Exactly.
Right? If this shows up, I want to be the one that said. Like, for instance, Jeff's half-court shot from All Will Be One was Atraxa.
Right.
And that ended up being extremely playable. But at the time, it looked like a card.
It looked like a meme, yeah.
It looked like a meme. And it ended up being a dream. Or true, or whatever.
Yeah. Did I put Lear in here, too? We're going way back in the show history, but...
Lear was your three-pointer.
Okay, yeah.
Because that was not a half-court. I'm pretty positive.
I think that sounds right. That sounds right.
Yeah. But anyway, so we do like to keep track, and it also just makes watching the Pro Tour a little bit more fun, because you're like, hey, that's the card. I picked that card.
I want that person to win.
Yeah, exactly.
And then in the spirit of helping you preserve your wild cards, we choose an overrated card. Don't waste your wild cards on these. And an underrated card. Hey, maybe take a look at this. And that rounds out our worth of slots. Zach, do you want to tell us what you picked for your layout?
No.
Okay. So, I'll tell them. He picked Leader's Talent. What does that do? Hold on, I got that. I should have loaded this ahead of time. What is this card?
It's a class. It's like 1 and a white, and it puts counters on your creatures. And then it does some other stuff, too. I want white aggressive decks to be a thing in Standard, so and they just aren't. And
I wanted to be fair. We've been talking about White Weenie for a while. We're like, is White Weenie back? Yeah. Come on, it's back now. And it never is.
Yeah, and this card definitely wasn't what it needed. It's a card that I even play in like draft, and like obviously does a lot in draft because it's like a class and you get value over and over again. And if you can like level it up all the way, every time you cast a spell, you put counters on all your creatures, which is really great. It weirdly has an ability that feels like it's for sneak, where the second one is if a creature with a counter went back to your hand, you gain 2 life. So you get so it gives you value for losing creatures that you've put counters on if you're sneaking them. What I always forget is that if they leave the battlefield, it could also just be if like there's a board wipe, there's trades, things like that. So in draft, it also really helps you if you're attacking with a bunch of creatures. You can hope your opponent trades off with some of them, so you can survive the crackback if you can't get all the damage through, which did happen to me very recently, where I did not have this card. My opponent did, and I forgot that they were going to gain some life when I made some trades. And I lost when they were at 2 life, and I couldn't deal the rest of the damage because they had 2 removal spells in their hand that I wasn't expecting. Oof. So that was pretty upsetting. But as far as standard goes,
be careful though, because this isn't lifelink. With your like blocking and trying to gain life to survive, it's like you do have to survive the attack to gain that life.
So anyway, Leader's Talent is really just like okay, let me tell you what really happened. If you listened to our first Sips episode, Jeff got to go first because he's a punk and cheating cheater. And so he picked the only card that could be possibly a layup. And I was not spiteful enough to pick his 3-pointer that I knew what he was going to pick.
There's no
And
way you knew what I was going to pick for my
because I thought that he was going to pick the 3-pointer as the layup, so I was locked and loaded with this layup, this other one. And so then I randomly racked my brain to find something else, and I should have just taken Jeff's 3-pointer as my layup. And
I like
ruined
the way
his day.
things worked out.
Because it really, and it messed me up for the rest of the episode. You can hear it. And even as I talk about it right now, it's messing me up. So Jeff totally, I don't know why I didn't think Jeff would do this, but what a snake.
I'd say it was a pretty cool move.
Anyway, that was the worst layup I've ever had with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. My Spider-Man layup was better, I'm sure. I don't remember what it was, but it was better.
Sometimes, it just takes a little while. Card needs to bake for a bit before it can penetrate the metagame. Are you saying that's not what you're thinking is going to happen with Leader's Talent?
I think that Leader's Talent is going to be a really interesting card to play in Bronze. So maybe it's worth a slot in your Bronze decks.
Okay, let me ask you this. When the next set comes out, and we put together an ill-advised mono-white aggro deck, will Leader's Talent be part of that 60?
No.
That doesn't bode well. If it's not even something we're going to include in the deck that we want it for.
Yeah, I feel like we just want creatures or things that protect our creatures. Yeah. We don't. The reason that this type of card is good in green is because you have trample.
Right.
So, I think it's just significantly worse in white.
And in mono white, it's just too brutal to this is your 3-drop, and they kill your 2-drop or something. So
first of all, this is a 2-mana spell, so this is your 2-drop.
Oh, that's even worse.
Come on. Yeah, the fact that your 2-drop doesn't attack.
When your 2-drop's not a creature in mono white, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Unless you have a ton of 1-drops, I guess. If you had a ton of 1-drops that you were really happy to play to curve into this, then I can see it.
But they're all going to die.
Yeah, they always die, and you just prefer your 2-drop to also be a threat.
Yeah, so this would have to be on turn 4 or turn 5 in combination.
Yeah, like a
with
double
more
2-drop on turn 4 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's you play this, you attack, you get the counter. Or on turn 5, you play it and level it up. Something like that. But
anywho, I also picked a 2-mana enchantment class.
Yes, you did.
So my choice was Cool but Rude, and I don't even know if I have to read this one for you guys. You guys know what this does.
Jeff, it wasn't cool that you took this from me. It was just rude.
I thought it was a pretty cool move. Pretty cool. This card sort of was the obvious good card of the set because they've literally been ramming down our throats that discarding cards is good in Standard.
Did you know that Red likes discarding cards and then giving you value for discarding cards?
Were you aware of that? That there's already some amazing payoffs for discarding cards and some really good ways to do it. And so this was another one in that line. And I think I picked this card, but for the most part was offended that they provided this to us because I'm just why? Why did they feel like they needed to give this to us?
This is also why I thought you weren't going to pick it.
Right, yeah.
I thought you would be offended enough.
Just on pure principle. Honestly, if there was another card I thought was anywhere near as good as this in the set, I might have. But I was just nah, and I have to pick it, and I'm even more offended. Yeah, good card, though. I think I've seen some people doing Rakdos with this, so that makes me less offended because it's if it's giving a tool to a different archetype for the discard
it's
deck.
not blue red.
That's more interesting than if it's just more options for the blue red deck, But if it maybe there's a reason to play black red instead because in previous Standard it was you could play black red discard, but you're just playing a bad blue red discard deck for no real gain. Whereas maybe if they, can push it in that direction, you have options, things get more interesting. But
yeah, getting the option of being more aggressive, because this card, obviously, the first mode wants you to, hurt
attack.
them. Yeah. Which is really nice because when you're playing Monument, this like replaces the Monument in those decks, where like the game, they aren't trying to kill you until the turns where they are trying to kill you. You know, where in this Rakdos version, it's like no, they're trying to kill you the whole time, and all their other creatures just like get value from discarding cards, and this just also shocks every time you do that.
Just trying to like Mako into this, you know.
So it is a much more interesting card, where you are playing like Moon Shadows and things like that. Get to play NT if you want in fear of missing out. So there are some cool things about it. I'm kind of mad now. I kind of hate it.
Yeah.
But it does seem like a card that would be fun to play. In that deck specifically. As opposed to the blue-red deck, which is kind of what we were thinking, I think, originally.
Yeah, like I was thinking, I would like it for the type of black-red decks that I built, but I just didn't think... Like, I thought the most likely reality was that this just slots into existing blue-red decks and makes those decks better.
Which doesn't necessarily seem to be the case, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jeff, your three-pointer. Let's talk about a real card.
Yes, I picked Super Shredder. So this is like I feel like my list always has to have a sacrifice synergy card on there. Sacrifice decks have been present and sort of in and out of the metagame, but they've never been at the top.
No.
Like since the printing of Sephiroth, and they've printed a lot of good sacrifice cards. It almost makes me sad because it's like they've pushed the sacrifice theme really aggressively, like the Orzhov sort of for take on it, and they just cannot get it into tier 1. Like it's all the exact cards sacrifice decks want, and it's still just like kind of fringe playable. But that's not going to stop me from playing it. And
hey, maybe it'll go from like white black, and maybe it will blend more into like a Golgari thing, or sorry, a Witherbloom thing. As
that's
we move
right.
into. There's some cards that could be kind of interesting that you might be, Well, we'll
I
have to
agree
talk
with
about it
you,
next
except that my pest tokens don't gain a life when they die.
week. Will you attack with them?
No, that's not what I want. I want to sack them immediately after making them.
Okay, you can still do that.
Get my
It
life.
doesn't say the pest token. The worst thing the pest token could have said was this can't be sacked.
It cannot be sacrificed.
Yeah.
So it would protect your creatures from edicts.
Yeah. Your 1/1. Yeah. It says when this creature dies, gain 1 life. It cannot be sacrificed.
Some of the worst rider text on a 1/1 token.
Sorry. Anyway, keep going.
But yeah, Shredder 1/1 menace. Whenever permanent leaves the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It's a 2-drop. Really good in those decks. Could even do mono black. Like, there's a lot of different ways you could build sacrifice now. You could do red black, you could do mono black, you could do black white, and maybe even black green, like you're saying, when Strixhaven drops. I think black white's the most popular.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
It just has so many strong cards, and I think the menace on this is really nice. And so you could kind of orient it towards a more aggro version. And I've seen this around in lists, but I think this is sort of appropriate 3-pointer because it's good in those decks for sure. It's just about how good are those decks.
Yeah, I think it probably could have passed as a layup. I could have.
In this set, it's one of the better layup choices.
Yeah. Yes, it's true. It's true. Yeah, I think Super Shredder's great. And definitely a card that could get really scary. There's a bunch of... I think that it will continue to get better, and this card will be...
Totally.
You'll be happy to point at this card at some event and be like, hey, I picked that one. A card I will not be pointing out at any event and saying, hey, I picked that one, will be my pick, which was Shark Shredder Killer Clone.
Oh. Heard of that one.
It's really cool. This card, so instead of picking a layup, a 3-pointer, and a half-court shot, I kind of picked like 3 half-court shots.
Yeah.
That none of them went in.
Just bricking.
It's just bricks. Is so bad. They didn't even hit the backboards. They were just like out of bounds. They did one of those things where like you throw it and it hits the pole that's like holding the hoop up, and it kind of bounces around for a little bit and then just kind of like falls. Shark Shredder's like the 4-mana 4/4 first strike that also sneaks for 5 mana, and then when you can steal your opponent's creatures from their graveyard, and then it makes them tapped and attacking. Yeah. So like a pretty sick card, but like you would have to have like something to do in Standard that would want to pay 5 mana to sneak this in that could still get countered. Like it's just not. It doesn't do enough. It's a cool limited card, but not great for constructed.
Cool. Well, what was your actual half-court shot then?
Yeah, my actual half-court shot was even worse. That was...
At least you had the rank ordering correct on the 3 card.
It's true, yeah. I did know that this other card was worse. I picked Splinter Radical Rat, which was 1 hybrid Orzhov. So 3 mana for a 2/4. And it says if an ability of a ninja you control triggers, it triggers an additional time. And then you can make ninjas can't make it so they're unblockable, basically, for 1 and a blue.
Foin card.
Yes. Yeah. I just really wanted Sneak to work. It's so funny because I put all of my eggs in the Sneak basket for Constructed for some reason, when it should have been limited. I don't know why I did that. It's like such a limited mechanic, and I was like, you know what? Constructed is where this belongs.
I'm going to choose all the cards that say Sneak on them.
Yeah, that was a bad choice. That was a dumb idea.
Well,
I literally should have picked like Chrome Drone, which is like, or Chrome Dome, which is I've seen in artifact decks, or like any of the other cards that are like possibly good from this set. They're like there's not none. I just decided to pick none of the ones that could possibly have a shot. I don't know why. Well, I'm just so disappointed with my worthless slots this time around. I'm so mad at myself.
Well, luckily we have a new set right around the corner for you to redeem yourself on.
It's very true.
Speaking of cards that people are playing in their artifacts decks, my half-court shot was Ravenous Robots.
Yes.
Totally, I'm happy with this as a half-court shot. This is the one that whenever you cast an artifact spell, you create a robot artifact creature token. And there's like a deck that's going around. It's like Teamer Robots or something. That plays this, and it's a very Turtles heavy deck too.
It's almost too good for a half court. I got my eye on you. How did I get all bad? Like none of my cards went in.
I did 3 layups. You did 3 half courts.
Yeah. The shot goes in if you get closer to the basket. That's wild.
That's the secret. That's just picture you hucking them from like your own. Your own.
If I shoot them from half court, I get 4 points.
Yeah. And then I'm just grabbing the balls you're throwing out there.
And like alley ooping essentially. Yeah. I get an assist every time. Yeah.
But yeah, those are good. And my overrated card, and I think there can be no debate here, Turncoat Kunoichi. It's just like it's not a constructed mechanic, guys. You know, everyone knows Sneak is a limited mechanic, so it's a little overrated, this one. And right, foxes are always overrated, so.
Yeah. My overrated card is Cool But Rude because fuck Jeff.
This clearly did get to you.
It did.
I chose Cool But Rude when you were planning on choosing it.
more so that, like, of all the times we've done Worthless Lots, I have always had a backup.
Yeah.
And this time I was like, I don't need one because he's going to pick Super Shredder. Like, I know he's going to pick Super
he's
Shredder. I'm
definitely
fine.
going to pick that. And I did.
And then I totally screwed up everything. So it's very obvious. Of course, this card's not overrated. It's very good. So I was even wrong about that.
But that felt like a spite pick more than anything.
It was. That was more of a joke. My underrated card is a terrible card that's not even good in limited, so I don't even want to talk about it.
My underrated card was Mikey and Leo. I actually don't remember what this does. When you put a counter on a creature you control, draw a card. Triggers only once each turn. Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel great about that one. But,
Hey, what are you going to do?
I wanted the perfect 5 for 5, but I can't give myself that one.
You can have it.
Yes! 5 for 5.
It only makes sense, the balance of I lost all of mine and you won all of yours.
I think mine, if it's a head-to-head, I'll take my underrated pick over yours. But
yeah. Anyway, Turtles overall. Okay, actually, sorry, not to go on a crazy tangent at the end of the episode, but I was thinking about this.
it's the best time to do it.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Shouldn't they be Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortoises? Because turtles and tortoises are not the same.
Agreed.
And turtles are primarily aquatic creatures that have like fins, right? And their shells look like smoother. While tortoises have the big chonky shells with like the big, everything we see in here. And they have like the claws and the big feet. So what the heck? This entire set is just a lie.
Honestly,
We have all these turtle creatures. These are not turtles.
this is like decades of cover-ups and lies at this point.
It's disgusting.
Are there
This
even any
turtle-
turtles in this?
I don't think so.
New York.
The
In New
tortoise
York?
erasure. Yeah, are there turtles in New York? Are there any turtles in New York? Like, I don't think that the sewers are aquatic enough for these turtles to survive.
Mm-hmm.
These
Oh, but
are
you're forgetting about the
absolutely
pizza though.
turtles do love pizza, and tortoises famously do not.
So,
Yeah.
how do you explain that?
See, when you go to the pizza place, tortoises much prefer leafy greens, and so they have the Caesar salad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. While the turtles are cool surfer guys who eat with one hand and no utensils.
Yeah.
So the vibes are there for sure. But
Honestly, though, like, it's all branding, man. I don't know if it would have sold as well if it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortoises.
it definitely wouldn't. Except for the one kid that's like, that is
Like,
a
I'm glad
tortoise.
they got it correct.
Yeah.
I shall be a fan of this franchise.
Yeah. Like,
But that's the weird
It's
thing
just-
about marketing. By, like, explicitly doing something wrong, all the people that it pisses off, also, it's, like, good for you still, anyways.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because then they'll talk about it.
gets the conversation going.
Yeah. It's like well, I was going to say it's like the difference between frogs and toads, but like frogs are like always the cool ones that you see everywhere, and toads are like the shitty ones that like are bumpy and like gross.
Whereas I feel like turtles is like, most people think of tortoises when they talk about turtles, or a lot of people would.
Yeah. They just actually wait. Am I dumb?
It's possible.
Are turtles?
Hold on.
Is turtle just like the overarching thing, and tortoise is just a subset of turtle? Or is it? Or do they have a different name, and the both of them are under?
Ooh, this does say all tortoises are in fact turtles.
Oh, god damn
That
it.
kind of defeats your point. Okay,
Wow,
but Gemini
the
says
losses.
turtles primarily live in water and have flippers or webbed feet, while tortoises are land-dwelling with conventional legs and a domed shell. But the Encyclopedia Britannica says all tortoises are turtles.
Damn it.
So it depends what you believe, Encyclopedia Britannica or Gemini. And you are aligned with Gemini, my friend.
Yeah, well, Gemini should have read the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Sure
And it
did.
could have. Why did it not? Like, just it's right there. Come on, Gemini. Get your act together. Damn it. Shoot. That ruins my whole thing. Whatever. It wasn't a very good thing anyway. So we can
All these
keep
other
calling them
websites do have the description you're talking about.
that they're different. That's what I've always known.
Now I'm
But then
seeing.
there's
Now I'm seeing the most confusing one of all. Which, if you scroll down about lower, I thought this was going to clear everything up, but it actually confuses me more. It says in American English, turtle is the generic term for the entire family, whereas in British English, it's tortoise. Which
what?
does not agree with the dispute you are having with the Encyclopedia Britannica, where you are both on opposite sides of what that is saying.
Okay.
So apparently, in American English, all tortoises are turtles. So American
Turtle is
English
just-
agrees with the Encyclopedia Britannica, and not you,
But
the
okay.
American.
That's so weird. That's so bizarre.
We're gonna
Okay.
have to get to the bottom of this.
But sorry, in England they're saying, in the British English they're saying all tortoises are like
No, they're
turtles or
saying
tortoises.
the umbrella term is tortoise. Yeah, in British. Now,
That's weird.
the source for this one is Reddit. So,
Well, Reddit hasn't ever steered me wrong.
is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Russian bots on Reddit are always right.
Always right. Weird. Huh. So that means it. So then I could try to keep my my thing going.
Your
The
point
whole-
may or may not be valid. I've actually cleared up nothing and gotten more confused by doing this research.
Amazing. Well, I'm really glad that I brought this up to confuse you and all of our listeners
Yeah.
on whether they should be Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortoises. But also, are they teenagers? They're teenage adult tortoises that mutated at some point.
Well, let's get into that, because what's the lifespan of a tortoise?
Like 100 years.
Isn't it more than that? Aren't some of them like hundreds of years old?
Well, at least 100.
So then if you're like, 40, it's kind of like a teenager if a tortoise lives to 300,
Yeah, but okay. How long do rats live?
Not as long as tortoises, I don't think.
because Splinter like taught them, right?
But that's
Splinter,
why he
like-
seems like ancient to them, even though he's younger than them. Because he's nearing
Yeah.
the end of his rat life.
Of his rat life, because they were like babies and they fell in the ooze, became sentient, and whatever, they walk on hind legs. Also, they're like ninjas from a rat who also. Where did Splinter learn? He's from New York. Where did he learn how to be a martial artist? He just like watch a bunch of
Dojo.
like Bruce Lee movies. Is he also mutated?
I would assume so.
Yeah,
I know very little about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortoises.
yeah.
I know very little about the young adult mutant ninja tortoises.
Ninja tortoises. Are they even ninjas?
I was just, now I'm just questioning everything.
I mean, there is a lot of samurai swords going on, so like, that sounds like a samurai.
Young adult
Is-
mutant samurai tortoises.
Because one of the comics is The Last Ronin. What does Ronin mean? I always thought Ronin was associated with samurai.
That's what I think too.
All right, these two white guys who don't know anything about this comic book have cracked it.
I mean, wasn't it written by random white guys who don't know anything about turtles? and
Classic. Just like Mortal Kombat. Boom.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Asian culture more than just random white guys.
Yeah. Random white guys living in New York.
The fact that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would be considered Asian culture
Yeah, a lot of
is
people. just
ridiculous.
yeah, a lot of people we lost a lot of people on that one.
All right. Do we got to close this up? I think it's probably time.
Let's reel it back in.
Yeah, it's gone. It's already gone. We can't reel it in. It's over.
But you know what? It was a learning experience for everyone involved.
I don't even think it was. I think it was just that was probably the worst tangent we've ever had.
Yeah. We've had some doozies.
If you want to tell us about that, wait till our closing time, and we will tell you where you can talk to us.
Yeah, but for now.
But for now, we have to talk about beer. This is last call, where we talk about the beers we drank this evening. We rate them on a scale from bronze to mythic, just like the tiers in Arena. However, everyone is in different tiers at different times, so don't feel bad when we say that bronze beers are trash. They're horrible. You have to spit them out. You pour them on the ground because they are gross. Yucky.
Silver beers are bad or boring. Just don't have a lot going on.
Gold beers are fine, but you wouldn't really drink them again.
Platinum is totally solid. You would drink it again.
Diamond beers are exceptional. You like these a lot. You show them off to your friends.
Mythic, these are the best of the best. These are the cool but rudes of the beer world.
God. I hate it. Anyway, let's go backwards. Let's talk about the one that we're drinking right now, the Saison. And then
we're going to snake
back to
the beer drinking it.
Snake the beer. Well, I got it in my mouth right now. It's easier to talk about.
Sounds like that would make it harder.
Excuse me. If it's in my mouth right now, okay, Jeff. God. All right, so this Saison Libre. It's nice, light, tasty.
Yeah. It is. I think I like saisons to have a little bit of kind of funk to them. This doesn't have a ton. It's still a saison, but it doesn't have a ton of that sort of farmhouse funk. That's what I think of when I think of a saison. It's like some countryside farmhouse where the fruit was just kind of fermenting, and it gets that kind of
true.
funk to it. But this is really tasty for sure.
Does it make you feel free?
Makes me feel like I miss Pioneer.
Yeah, it also gave me that taste too.
Yeah.
So it doesn't evoke the spirit and determination of a generation of pioneers dedicated to change, celebrate an era of progress, and hope for the future?
Well, that's my point. It does. As soon as I took my first sip, I thought what you just said. And and then I was like, oh, Pioneer, I miss you.
Yeah. But in the end, as far as rating this beer, I like seeing a Saison at 4%.
Yes.
Though
maybe that's
I
where
think
we're giving up a bit of that funk, though, because you're not.
We're losing a lot.
As much stuff.
It doesn't really feel. Yeah, the battle that we are now waging on our taste buds of trying to find the really light beers that taste good and it's such a hard thing to find. I do think this one's it is tasty. We have said that 3 times.
Yeah, and I would definitely buy this again. If it's a hot day in the summer,
for sure.
They have this. Be like, oh yeah, that one was good. So I think I'll just throw this in platinum. But
I agree, though it is hard because of Unibrew's beers, I always feel like I'll just pick other ones instead.
Yeah, I think there's a double-edged sword here too of not double-edged swords. There's 2 swords, I guess. One is that Unibrew makes really good beer, and that generally when you get a saison, it's also really good because it's not a style that gets made often.
Yeah.
So the people who do make it tend to know how to make it. So we've had some really excellent saisons on the show and some really excellent Unibrew stuff on the show. And this is just sort of good rather than,
Yeah.
Doesn't wow me relative to those buckets, but I think overall I'm happy to put this in platinum, but I wouldn't fault you for putting it in gold either. But almost any other rating, and I would think you're crazy.
Yeah, I think I might just say gold because like I'm probably just going to drink some of their other stuff instead of this one. I think it would have to be really hot and really cold for me to be like, I'll drink this over like Blanche de Chambly or like any of the other.
I would drink this over Blanche personally, but
I really like Blanche. So,
yeah. Like to me, this is kind of like Blanche de Chambly, but it's not a wheat, so I kind of like that.
I feel like this is kind of like Blanche de Chambly, but like without any flavor. Where I feel like Blanche has so much flavor.
Yeah, but it's that weedy flavor, man. The weedy flavor. Which, after like halfway through the beer, I'm always like, I liked this at first, and now I'm starting to tire of it.
So I used to feel like that about weedy stuff, but I think I'm turning a corner where I'm getting more interested in them. But it's also a little bit of my wife really likes wheat beers, and so when we go, that's what she's looking for, and so I can get packs of this, and she'll drink them with me,
right?
Which raises its stock way up, and then I start getting it and just being like, actually, this is a really good price for a great tasting beer. That's not, I think it's only 5%, so I'm like, this is all the workings of what I want. And so that, I think, is the biggest reason why it's pushing this one out of contention.
I mean, Blanche is super popular, too. Like a lot of people.
It's also readily accessible.
I just wrote the name of the beer instead of the...
the rating. Let's talk about Bajosi.
Yeah. Definitely correct pronunciation there. We guarantee... If there's anything you know about the Arena Regulars, it's that we guarantee that all Icelandic pronunciations on this show will be 100% correct.
We guarantee that Zach, the American, won't even try. Yeah.
Bajosi
Also,
Sumar Lager.
Yeah. Bajosi for a back.
For a back.
For a back. This one, what's nice, I wish I had more of it. That's my biggest critique.
I wish I had 25 milliliters more.
Right. Really felt like
I was really missing
it wasn't
that last
enough.
8% or whatever.
Well, I was drinking it, and, well, it was strange because it did have some sort of floaters in it, which I'm not used to in, like, a lager. So that was my first, like, I was a little confused. And I just needed that 25 mils more to get a good, real strong rating on it.
Yeah.
But it was a nice lager.
I liked it, yeah. And I really like the labels. Has that like
I love the
textured
labels, yeah.
paper, like parchment kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it's rustic, whatever thing. They call this something, I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
But it's like craftsman or handcrafted or something like that, where it gives you that feel.
Yeah.
But I do like it, and it just looks nice.
Yeah, it's a cool beer, cool design, nice. Like it delivers on what it promised. I think this is a summer beer, and maybe that's the idea, Zach. You don't need them to be as big because you're going to crush 50 of them camping. You know,
that's true. It is a good camping beer.
They probably have
will say
a Fura Campen.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Of these two, actually no, let's rate this one first. I feel like I liked this one more than the other one.
Yeah, I think I like them about the same. Like, I like the style. I think I just like saisons better than lagers in general. but this one
Yeah.
was a nice lager.
I'm like getting ready for summer, so I think I kind of like them better. The sediment in the can threw me off enough that I wasn't super stoked on that.
Mine didn't have anything like that, though. I just
Which is
dumped
wild.
mine in, and it was clean.
And I dumped mine in, and it had tons of floaties. So, which settled to the bottom. I didn't drink them.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being so mean. But I did like this one more. I mean, like, if I ever see this, I'm definitely buying it. So,
But it is also
that's-
probably true that you probably will never drink it again.
yes, it's true.
Like,
I'm gonna give it a
because if I'm
platinum
going to
now.
Iceland, I'll be like, I gotta try beers I haven't tried before.
Yeah, but while you're doing that, you'll have this in between to clean your palate.
True. And if I ever go horseback riding, then
Or playing in a pool. Playing in a pool? Yeah, sitting in a hot tub.
yeah.
I guess it's
probably
probably
playing in a
more-
pool is far more common if I'm on a
That's
family
good.
vacation to
That's
Iceland.
true. That's true. I will say, but kind of what got me is between these two beers that we had drank today, and we were talking about summer stuff. Which one would we prefer to have out at the park, out in summertime? I think it's this one. I think I'd rather have this summer lager.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I want a cooler full of 25 of each of these bad boys.
Yeah. That'd be great. Just a giant cooler. Oh, giant cooler of beer. Sounds so nice.
Maybe in 20
Anyway.
years.
Yeah, maybe in... Yeah, now it's like I'll have one in my backpack that's lukewarm and I won't even want to drink the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh man, it's a lot of beer.
Yeah, and now I have to like bring the kids inside. The kids, as if I
I
have
was
one.
like, what was that? I don't know.
No.
Just
But
have
I'm
a
just
secret
imagining.
kid on the side that I never knew about.
Yeah, I've had it for years. They're 25. They're 25.
25.
I had them when I was 8.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, this is Fred. Come on, you know Fred.
Yeah.
Fred, my son.
Talking about
My 25-year-old son.
it. Yeah. Oh man. Anyway, if you want to talk to us about anything, you can always find us at Arena Regulars. We're on Instagram and Blue Sky.
I think we've proven we will talk about literally anything.
We will.
It's not a prerequisite that we know anything about the subject.
No, actually, in fact, I think that our entire podcast is like built on us not knowing anything.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you may find us on Arena itself under the username Arena Regulars Podcast.
You can find me personally. I'm at the regular _ Zach on Instagram and TikTok and different places. But Jeff, where can they find you?
Best place is our Discord channel. If you want to come discuss the etymology of the word turtle, you can do so on our Discord channel.
It's the best place.
You can also discuss magic if you want, but really, the turtle channel is what's blowing up.
Exactly. We should add a turtle channel.
Turtle v tortoise.
Turtle talk.
Yeah. Or we just have two, turtles and tortoises. We see who hangs out in each
Oh.
one. We create factions within our...
Yeah. Yeah, we do that thing where you have to like pick a side and you can only see the chat for yours.
Yep.
Oh, that's so funny.
Different clans within the Arena Regulars community. But seriously, it's super fun. Come chat. We love to talk deck lists. We love to talk spoilers. We love to talk tournament results, etc.
Yes.
And yeah, just a great little place to share. And the link is in the show notes.
That's right. Also, if you like the show, and obviously you do because you're listening this far, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, follow us on Spotify, leave us a review there as well. Go to our YouTube channel, give us a little comment, give us a little like, give us a little smooch. We really appreciate it. We love to hear everything that you have to think about the show. This has been the Arena Regulars.
Reminding you that all tortoises are turtles. Maybe. It's also possible all turtles are tortoises. And it's also possible that they're two kind of different but related species. We're not sure, but we will get to the bottom of it.
I don't think we will.
I'm never looking
I'm
it up
gonna-
again.
Yeah, I'm going to forget about this in a second.
Yeah.
Good night.
All right, that's fine.